The third stroke, the time sponsored by Accurist, will be 4 o'clock and 20 seconds.
Okay, guys, you're on.
There we go. Well, here we are, Jim.
Yes.
Welcome to everyone joining our first live web broadcast. We think that this is the first one ever in the world, a tasting held live from a distillery. And here we are in the Hebrides, beautiful Isle of Islay. Welcome to one and all. If you're expecting a slick, rehearsed, produced show, this is not for you because it won't be.
Sorry?
This is this is by the seat of your pants productions. So we're hoping to have a bit of a tasting, some news, what's going on here in Islay, and general bits and pieces. We'd like to thank, obviously, everybody for helping us get this off the ground. Grid Block Design, Gary, the Thompson twins, the AIE, who helped us get the connection up and running, and of course Streaming Wizard, who are actually hosting the stream for us. This distillery, as you can see behind us, is a Victorian distillery. It's full of fantastic Victorian engineering, and the whole story of today is two extremes. We have the Victorian engineering meets Buck Rogers high-tech communications. So we have two fantastic extremes. We hope you enjoy this, and we would very much look forward to any feedback you can give us on this later on in the day. Jim, it's a long time since we wanted to do this. There's a lot of people you want to talk to.
Yeah, it's been about a year and a half since we first suggested doing a live tasting. As you probably know, I've met some of you guys watching today's show. I've met you around the world. And last week I was in Switzerland for the Zurich Festival, and I had a fantastic time. Yeah. And they bought a ton of whiskey, which was great.
What was it called? The
Whiskey Ships Festival in Zurich. And they bought a whole pile of stuff. So to the folk who looked after me last week in Zurich, thank you very much. It was absolutely wonderful. And likewise to the folk in New York from the New York Whiskey Festival. It was great as well. They're just changing things here. This is the really cool stuff here, you know. We're getting ready for the weather girl coming on. So she'll be along in a little bit. But it's been a good year for Bruichladdich. We've travelled a lot, we've made a lot of new friends, and we still need more friends. And we regard you as a friend, so it's great to have this live tasting at last. We're in the still house. It's absolutely freezing because the stills are off, and when the weather girl comes on, she's got a coat on. It's because it's so cold in the still room. But seriously, the man who's going to read the weather for you is our much valued one and only Duncan McGilvray. Duncan's a distillery manager. He's an icon. He's a great engineer. He's got everything. But this is a first for Duncan to read the weather, and he's going to get ribbed about this in the pub for the next year. Duncan, the news.
Yeah, I can just about see out the window. I've got lots of detail here. I've got two lines. Basically, you can see the other side of the yard, which means it's going to rain. When you can't see the other side of the yard, it's already raining. Outside it's pretty dreich. It's mild. It's about 12 degrees. Cloud cover, yes. Forecast much the same. I think it's going to be brighter on Sunday, but who knows what we'll be doing then. So that's really all I can give you just now. The weather's fine for us.
Can we rely upon snow for Christmas?
Guaranteed. Snow. Snow in the still house for Christmas Eve.
If you want to put a bet on it, your bookmakers now, Duncan McGilvray predicts snow for Christmas Day. It's
one snowdrop will fall on the roof of the boiler house for Christmas Eve. The bets are on.
Thank you for the weather.
You're very welcome.
It's a dreich day outside, but when it's wet outside like this, it's ideal for drinking whiskey, and that's just what we're about to do. We've got some fantastic whiskies for you to drink. But before that, we'd like to give you some distillery news. About 2 weekends ago, a fortnight ago today, John Rennie, who's our cooper, and some of you know John because he's shown you two new casks. Yeah. John Rennie is our cooper. Super guy. John had a very bad accident 2 weeks ago. He was working in the warehouse. And if you imagine, the casks above him were about 20 feet above him. And he was just coming down in the stacker truck, and he had pushed a cask into the racking system, and unfortunately the cask rolled back. And John is going down. He is not aware of what's happening up above. So as he's going down in the stacker truck, this barrel is rolling towards him, 20 feet up. He just ducks out of the cage when out comes 5 hundredweights of Ardbeg New Spirit.
It had to be
Crashing down.
Ardbeg, heavy
Ardbeg.
whiskey. Yeah,
Really
yeah,
heavy stuff.
yeah.
And it just got John at the top of the head. Fortunately, thank God John is okay today. So I know he won't be watching this, but John, we do send you our best wishes.
What was his first?
Hold on. If there's anyone out there who's had the great pleasure in meeting John Rennie, please send him a get well card.
Yeah.
He would love that, or a Christmas card. So send a card to John, put inside a £20 note.
But what was the first thing he said when he came round?
Is the cask okay?
Is the cask okay? I mean, a bloody cask hits you on the head. Is the cask okay? And it was. So, Jim, what's happening next? What do we do? The reason why the distillery is not operating the distill house this week is because we're doing a clean-out operation. Because what's happening next week?
Well, Duncan and the team are going to make some organic whiskey. This is whiskey made from barley, which has been grown organically. And it's a first for us, and we're really, really excited about it. So there'll probably be special offers on the website from the first distillation run. We maybe
Like we did with Octomore, the first day.
Like Octomore, yeah.
Okay.
So we do it next week, and we're very, very keen to find out what it's like. So the first green dram from Islay. We've had a few brown ones, but this is going to be the first green one. It should appeal to all these Celtic fans out there, yeah.
And we've got the guy coming to adjudicate.
Yeah, we've got an inspector, another weapons inspector.
Yeah,
Sorry, we've got another inspector coming, yeah, so we're used to inspectors here.
Yeah. Well, that should be fun.
Also, just when you're on about that, our secretary, Lorna, some of you must have met Lorna or at least corresponded with her. She's an absolute beautiful little girl. And tonight, if the plane gets in, Chrissy, who's standing there, tells me the forecast is not good for Loganair. Getting in, so she's due to go out to hospital tonight to have her baby. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. This is like the godfathers of this wee baby. So, Lorna, if you get this message, we're wishing you the best.
What happens if she doesn't get off, so to
She
speak?
has it here.
All right, at the airport.
We can't hold it up. We can't wait.
The more news, the pier, as some of the people who've been watching the website know that there's been a proposition by Argyll and Bute Council to expand the pier, which is something we're quite happy about, but we'd just rather it was done in a slightly different way. Unfortunately, the Argyll and Bute proposition is going to go ahead, so we're going to have a pier extension, but without any access for private boats or leisure boats or fishing boats, which is a bit of a shame. So we're going to sort of try and see what we can do about that. It goes to the Scottish Executive, and we're going to just try and pump that one a little bit. Jim was going on about having organic whiskey. This is one of the things we're quite fond of getting involved in. We are now using electricity in the distillery. In fact, this comes to you courtesy of electricity from the WaveGen platform, the Limpet exercise over at Portnahaven. So the electricity at this distillery comes from wave generated. So we're quite cool about that. We're quite impressed. The next thing to happen in 2004 is having got the bottling hall here now at the distillery. We're very pleased to be able to bottle all our whiskies here, both Bruichladdich and Murray McDavid. The only people to do so on Islay, and one of only 3 distilleries in the whole of Scotland to actually bottle at the distillery. The next step is in January, we're going to move all the other aspects of the company, the accounts, the sales, the management, everything is going to be here at the distillery. So this will be the first time that we are fully and utterly self-contained here at the distillery. And I think the only distillery on Islay, certainly, and probably one of only one to actually do the whole thing at the distillery. So we're very much looking forward to that next year.
Are you looking forward to moving up to Islay to stay?
Oh, well, of course, if you'll have me.
It's
a rough place.
I tell you, middle of January going into February, I tell you, it's suicide time, I tell you.
Yeah, well,
have you told your wife about this?
Well, why do you think we bought a house so far away?
So your house is the venue for the next year's Hogmanay party?
Apparently, but unless I do the drive up, then it'll be a bit difficult to get cars down there. So I might keep the drive up.
Mr. McCarty will sort that road out for it.
There's some new visitors down at Port
Yeah,
Charlotte.
there's new owners at the Port Charlotte Hotel. If you've never been to Port Charlotte Hotel, it's one of the great single malt bars of the world. They've got about 300 single malts at least, and it's only Isla single malts, which is quite fantastic. So to Graham and Isabel, the new owners of Port Charlotte Hotel, we wish them well.
Absolutely.
Great hotel, great food, the chef is fantastic, and make great tablet.
That's right.
So check their website, great place to stay.
The place to stay. It was all started by Carl Reevy, 10 years ago, and he's now sort of moved on. He now runs the shop in Bruichladdich, the Bruichladdich Mini Mart, which we're very pleased about. So he handed on to Graham and Isabel, and we're very pleased that we are so lucky to have the best place on the island on our doorstep. So that's great stuff.
You want to taste the whiskey just now? You want to kick in and come back to some more news?
Oh, fine, okay.
Yeah, break it up.
Yeah.
Okay.